Hey guys, back with another video. So this is line art done by the amazingly talented YouTuber REENI from REENI'S Sketchbook. And I'm so excited to be coloring this today. This is part of a collab. We decided on doing a line art swap, so she will be also creating a video coloring in something of mine. So with that said, let's get started. I'm going to be using my Arrtx markers for this coloring. I definitely just wanted to use these because I have such a huge selection of markers to use to color things that I figured, I don't know, let me just use different types. I tend to gravitate towards a Hoo or Copic, and I wanted to do another video focusing on using these Arrtx markers. Here are all of my colors that I'll be using. And so I'm starting out with the color Sand, and this will just be my base color for her skin tone. And I'm trying just to color this in as fast as possible so that I don't get too much streaking, because alcohol markers do tend to dry quickly, so I don't want too much patchiness. So I basically came across REENI'S YouTube channel by, I don't want to say accident, just it was more like YouTube just recommended me one of her videos, and I was like, wow, this looks like really good art. So I went ahead and I clicked on it, and I was right, it was really good art. And then I saw her subscriber count, and I was really surprised at, you know, she was just beginning. She's just started her YouTube about, I want to say 3 months ago, I think was her earliest or her first video that she created. And I was like, no way, she's so amazingly good. I need to just get the word out that this YouTuber exists and her work is fantastic and you need to follow her. And it's funny because I feel like I sound like I'm some sort of hotshot big YouTuber, but I'm really not. If this is your first time here, I am a very much small channel still. So, but I mean, I really think artists should support each other. And so when I saw the number of subscribers that she had, I was like, I'm gonna share her to everyone that I know. And that's just basically what I wanted to do. And I really think as artists, we definitely need to be more supportive of each other and help each other out, because YouTube is hard. But at the same time, I do it because it's fun, and I'm getting to meet so many amazing artists. I'm making such awesome friends, and it's been so fun since I've started it. And so how this collab came to be was just after finding her channel, I found her Instagram and I DM'd her and I was like, hey, I love all your work, I love all your stuff. What do you think about collabing? And as some of you may know, I recently did a collab with Party Neko, and she came up with the awesome idea of swapping line art. And so I wanted to follow in that same idea. I told REENI, hey, let's do a line art swap. I wanted it to be just a bit different though, because I just didn't want it to be the same idea as the last collab. So I mentioned, what about, I don't know, drawing a character based off our favorite desserts, maybe. She liked the idea, which was awesome because I liked the idea. And she was super pumped about it. So definitely check out her channel to see my take on her favorite dessert as a character that I did. As for this one that I'm coloring, this is a dessert that I absolutely love, have always loved, and I'm going to tell you the dessert or what dessert it is at the end. So I don't know, that's just something I like doing. I like keeping you guys guessing. I think it's really fun because as I color it in, maybe you guys can start figuring it out and being like, oh, that's such and such dessert. That's my favorite dessert too, I don't know. So I don't know, leave in the comments, below what dessert you think it is. One of the things that I really enjoy about REENI'S videos, aside from her awesome art, of course, is her voiceovers are so soothing. So basically, she's English. I will forever be envious of people with an English accent. So I am absolutely biased when I say her voiceovers are so smooth and so beautiful, and she has such an amazing accent. And it's just very soothing to watch her videos. Meanwhile, I'm over here envious as heck, wishing I had an English accent, but I'll settle for pretending and sitting around acting like I'm English. Gosh, that was terrible. I feel like I'm gonna regret what I'm gonna say, but I wonder if like other people sit around, like outside of America, just sit around pretending they have an American accent. I feel like absolutely not, because for me in particular, I find my voice to be annoying. I highly doubt English people are sitting around working on that American accent. If I had to choose a word to describe REENI'S style, I would definitely say it's very dreamy, or maybe whimsical. I'm not sure. Maybe dreamy is a better word. And like, I say that because just by looking at some of the videos that she has up, and just by looking at, you know, some of the art that she has on her Instagram, it just seems, her style seems very airy and floaty, and just, to me, it gives off the vibes of dreaminess. And I've always loved that sort of style. And I mean, even in this piece that I'm drawing, we see her hair just beautifully flowing, and these puffy little arm sleeves that she gave this character definitely, I feel, plays into that whole idea of her art being dreamy and whimsical and just really pretty overall. And I'm so drawn to that sort of style. And I did want to take a second just to talk about the Arrtx markers really quick. I've had a few comments from those who have bought these markers, you know, having some difficulty or trouble, particularly with the ink just kind of bleeding into the paper and like outside of the lines, not like bleeding through the paper, but bleeding outside of the lines of the image that they're coloring. And I personally have not experienced that. I mean, other than the fact that like in certain areas of a piece, I may go out of the line myself, but that's a user error, not a marker error. As far as like actual bleeding, I've not experienced that. And I'm 100% confident and sure it has to do with the paper being used. So the paper that I use is the Expressit blending card, 8.5 by 11. You can find it on Amazon. It is paper made specifically for Copic markers, but I also find that it pretty much works so far with any alcohol marker that I've used, and I've used quite a lot, to be honest. And I have experienced no bleeding with any marker, even markers on the less expensive side, such as Arrtx. So definitely check out what paper you're using. There are alternatives to Expressit. I've also used Strathmore marker paper, and I find it works just as well. Outside of that, I'm not 100% sure. As far as like recommendations, like I don't know what else to recommend besides Expressit and Strathmore, because I have not used any other marker paper besides those two brands. But yeah, so basically if you're just experiencing those issues, I highly recommend just getting a different sort of paper to use to work on and color with your markers. And so lastly, I'm just gonna line it just a bit because there are parts where my sloppy marker coloring went outside the lines. So a nice, quick, neat trick to that is just to line over the parts where I went outside the lines. And that's that. So this was super fun to have done. I'm so honored to have done this collab with REENI. Like I said, she's an amazing artist. Check out her YouTube. I have a link in the description, and I'm sure I'm gonna put a link in the pinned post. So definitely pay her channel a visit, subscribe. She's awesome. And if you guessed that it was strawberry shortcake, then you are correct. Congratulations. So if you enjoyed this video, maybe comment, like, and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Thanks, guys.